Well, we're here with Clark Hunt, who made a major announcement today. The Chiefs are officially moving to the great state of Kansas. How would your dad feel about all this today?
Well, I've actually thought a lot about my dad over the last several weeks and last several months as we worked through this decision. He certainly loved Arrowhead. In fact, he said it was his favorite place on earth. But he was always about the fans and what was best for them. And he was also very forward-thinking, thinking about the future. And I think he would be absolutely thrilled that we're going to build a state-of-the-art stadium that our kids, our grandkids, our grandchildren will be able to enjoy for generations.
You know, through this whole process, I thought a lot about your dad. You know, I'm one of the few left that knew him in the media now, right? And so I was thinking a lot about how would Lamar think about this? Then I thought about you're leaving your childhood home. How difficult was it for you to say goodbye to Arrowhead and build new?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Arrowhead's a special place for many Chiefs fans, including our family, and we all have special memories there. But this decision was really about building a place where our kids and future generations of Chiefs fans can have their own memories.
Yeah, it's awesome as we talk with Clark Hunt. So let's talk about this whole thing. How did we get here today in the state of Kansas where you're announcing the new stadium and the new facility in Olathe too?
Yeah, well, it started last year with the state of Kansas reaching out to us and saying, hey, we may have a way to finance a new facility for you. And those conversations just accelerated over the last 12 to 18 months. And they've been very intense, as you can imagine, for the last couple of months, sometimes one step forward, two steps back. But we were able to reach an agreement that works for the state of Kansas, works for the Chiefs organization, and I think will be an absolute huge win for our fans and also our employees. We just had a team meeting with our employees to tell them about the announcement.
Right.
And I think I could see the excitement on their faces about having a brand new practice facility and team headquarters.
So you guys are going to be able to do all of that. What is the structure of all of this? Who pays for what? How does this all work out? Everybody wants to know the numbers and all that.
Yeah, sure. So it's a public-private partnership, like most stadium deals are. And the state of Kansas will be paying for 60%, and our family will be paying for 40%, both of the stadium as well as the practice facility. There's also an opportunity and an obligation for some development around both facilities. That's something that was very important to Kansas. They wanted the development of mixed-use districts around both, and that's something that we're excited about being part of.
Well, I'm glad you bring that up because for a couple of years now, even longer, we've been talking about where stadiums are and what is required to support a team anymore, in the NFL or even in Major League Baseball for that matter. And that development around the stadium, the practice facility, how much does that help keep you competitive with everybody else in the NFL? People hear salary cap, but there's much more to it than that.
Yeah, that's really been a trend across all professional sports, that most facilities, arenas, stadiums have mixed-use developments around them. And it's certainly an important part of the financial equation. I also think it'll help make the game day experience better for our fans, to be able to go somewhere where there are hotels and where there are bars and restaurants that are close to the stadium.
Yeah, what about dome, retractable? What are you thinking for that?
Well, our plan is for a dome. We've not made a decision on whether it'll be retractable or not. We'll get into the design work pretty quickly. The first order of business will be to select an architect, and once we've done that, we'll get to work on that design and figuring out what will be best for the community.
And it's cool to have how many great architects here in Kansas City that can do all this. I mean, look what they did the first time around, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Kansas City for a long time has been really the birthplace of stadium architects, and that really goes all the way back to the development of the Truman Sports Complex back in the late 60s and 1970s. The people who worked on that helped found many of the firms that are here in Kansas City now.
When you've been traveling around, you've got what's going on just in your division alone with LA and with Las Vegas, and now Denver's coming on with new. When did you say, yeah, we do have to do this, or we're not going to be able to stay competitive?
Well, we knew that we had to do something in terms of either renovating Arrowhead or building a new stadium because our lease is up in 5 years. So we just had hit that sort of natural timeline, and really the lead time you need to design and build a stadium is 5 years. So we were really up against the wall in terms of needing to make a decision. Certainly, we're aware of what's going on around the National Football League.
Yeah.
The last several weeks, I had a chance to tour Buffalo's new stadium. This past Sunday, I toured the Titans' new stadium, which is going to be a dome. And as you alluded to, there are plans in Denver and in Chicago and in Washington to build new stadiums. And I think all those are going to be domes as well.
All right, what's the one cool thing Clark Hunt wants in this stadium? All right, I get to design my own. We're putting this in. What are we doing?
Well, I'll tell you the one thing that we're going to make sure is even better than it is today, and that's the tailgating.
Yeah.
So that's not the stadium specifically, but we did a survey with our fans, and they came back and said there are two things that are really important. One is we want a new stadium to be loud. And secondly, we want the tailgating experience to be what it is today. So we're going to work hard to even do better than we have today.
How do we do better at tailgating?
We're going to take it to another level.
So now that this has been announced, what's next? How is this process going to work forward? Because I think this is going to be for the next 5 years. Everybody wanting information every day on what's going on.
Yeah, and initially I think the information is going to come a little bit slowly because we do have to select an architect. We don't even have renderings of the stadium because this agreement with Kansas is so new. So that'll be the first order of business, is to get an architect on board. Soon after that, a contractor, and then get to work on the design work and then the construction cycle, which really needs to start in about 2 years.
What about the practice facility? What are the plans for that involving Olathe School District and the city of Olathe? What's all going to happen down there?
Yeah, so we've already had conversations with the school district about potentially having a football stadium on the development, and also a youth recreation center. So those will be key parts of the development. I'm really excited about that. Just that overall mixed use development. I think it's going to be a great place for our players, coaches, and employees to go to work, and I think it's going to be a great place for the citizens of Johnson County to go and enjoy a day.
So we're talking basically the Star that's down in Dallas being up here in Kansas, essentially.
Yes, I think there are two really good models in the NFL in terms of mixed-use developments. One is the Star, where the Cowboys practice, and the other one would be the Vikings
is awesome,
facility. Yeah.
That's a pretty cool spot up there.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. We've reached the beginning or the end. I don't know how you want to phrase that,
We're
right?
going to say the beginning.
The beginning, yes.
Right.
Clark Hunt, the Chiefs are officially moving to the state of Kansas.